All right, here is the final part of the Johndeere AMT 600 build. All right, everybody, here is a walk around video of the Johndeere when I first brought it home. As you can see, all the tires are flat and dry rotted. None of them held air, so I had to replace all those. That was some junk that was left in the back of it by the previous owner. But here's just a video of a walk around of it before I started the project. Did a lot of the last little bits off camera. It's kind of just boring stuff I did. Kind of just used what I had around here for parts. This is just a temporary thumb throttle. That's what I could come up with, and it works. Put this seat on here. I need to get a hinge for it because I ended up mounting the gas tank right under there, so that's working out pretty well. Motor runs good, so finally got all that figured out with the hard starting. Another thing I found out when I was working on this is it's had this brace for the bed the whole time. I didn't know about that till the end because I took the gas tank out of the back that was to the original motor. This exhaust is kind of cobbled together. It's not the best welds, but it works. This is the old exhaust off that ATC 70 I built, so I repurposed that. Had this random piece of bar off a lawnmower that I use for the shifter, and that works pretty well. It's got power. The 16 horse motor definitely is more than enough for what I'm going to use it for. This isn't going to be a hot rod. There's still a few things I want to finish on it. I really want to get this dump bed working. I need to find a hydraulic cylinder. I was looking on Amazon, and Vevor sells something that might work. Just got to measure that. Then obviously I'd have to mount a battery, relocate the exhaust. The exhaust is only temporary just to get it running because it was really noisy without it. So yeah, it's done. Go ahead and put the bed down, and then we'll take it on a test drive. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. It's in neutral. Let's go ahead and do a top speed run. All right, I don't know how well you guys could hear me on the test drive. We did a top speed run, 16 miles an hour. Thought it'd be a little quicker than that, but it is a 5-wheel machine that's geared low for work. So it's perfect for what I'm gonna use it for. Still a couple things I need to finish. I wanna get some brakes on it. I'm having a really hard time finding any kind of brakes for these. Whoever tore this thing apart, took all the guts out of those calipers. So I looked online to see if I could find a rebuild kit. There's none available. I'm hoping I can just rig something up, maybe a mechanical disc brake that I can make a mount for and maybe I'll put 4 on it. It's kind of hard to shift without having a brake. It'll do it. It grinds a little bit sometimes, other times it goes right in gear, but forward and reverse works. It's a pretty useful machine. Just like I said earlier, I want to get that dump bed working, and then yeah, that'll be it for this. Glad this one's basically done. Still need to get a better thumb throttle. This is all cut up because with it, as long as it was supposed to be, or it was before I cut it, you couldn't get full throttle, and I don't think I'm getting 100% full throttle yet, but we'll figure that out. I thought about making a pedal, like a gas pedal for it. I know this is supposed to be on the left side or the right side, but with this cable, this is just the way it worked, and I don't really care. Seat was something just laying around I had. So basically, all I have into this, $100 for this, $289 for the motor, so $389, $150 for the clutch and a belt, so like $510, $515. That's probably wrong on math. All right, let's add up the total cost I have into this build so far. Paid $100 for the whole thing. Then I paid $289 for the motor, plus $150 for the clutch and belt off of eBay. And I think the tires were around 400 bucks, give or take. So 939 bucks. So probably around 1,000 bucks. And you can't, there's not many of these available where I live in Oregon, but for a brand new motor, brand new tires, this thing should last a while. This Duramax is running great now. I started it up today before the video, 1 pull. But, so I'm happy with that. This shifter, I'm not, it's not the best design, but it works, so that's all that matters. I need to make a guard for the clutch out of some sheet metal. I need to get some fenders for this so I don't get sprayed by these tires. This was kind of a budget build. A lot of these last few parts came off this lawnmower. That's where the thumb throttle came from this. There was that was a lever that went down to that to engage the self-propelled part of it. Throttle cables off of there. So it's kind of just using what I had to get it done, and it works. So if you haven't watched all the parts, go back and watch what it looked like before I tore this all apart. This was a pretty fun build, and now that I've done it, I mean, it's not too bad. The hardest part's just getting the motor to fit in there and the gas tank, which I'm glad I was able to get this gas tank mounted under here. You can't even see it. So, because I wasn't going to use this plastic originally. I was going to put like a bench seat thing on it, but now that I know it hides the gas tank, and if it rains, the motor's not going to get drenched. So yeah, I think I'm gonna either paint or bedline this, place these sides, figure out some kind of tailgate, probably get another little just piece of sheet metal. It's about this thickness, and put that in there, or if I can find a used one, but there's really no parts for these. I think they share parts with the Gator, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's definitely a useful tool, and so I'm glad that this is basically done. Time to move on to the next project. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to help support the channel. I'm just a small channel. It's starting out, and I could really use the support. Thank you.